Hey, what's up? This is Zach here. Super excited to be speaking with Abhay from MoonPay Ventures. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
Excellent. So we were just chatting a little bit, and I was saying that a lot of people, everyone knows what MoonPay is, obviously, especially a lot of. I've seen the influencer work too, like with Nelk and stuff. Super cool, huge company, very successful. Tell us about the ventures arm and where that fits into the overall ecosystem of Moon.
Ventures plays a really interesting role at MoonPay, right? Because if you think about MoonPay as an infrastructure provider, right? We power wallets, NFT marketplaces, prediction markets, basically any dApp, right? And most dApps are MoonPay customers. So we play across the ecosystem. So it was very important for us to have a way to support not only the ecosystem, but kind of partners, not just from a product perspective, which is what kind of the MoonPay core APIs are about, but also more from a company building, capital formation perspective, and then think of ways in which we could partner even deeper with certain clients of ours. And that was kind of the genesis of why MoonPay Ventures. The second thing is because we see a lot of flows, proprietary flows, right? Not on-chain flows. These are flows from fiat into crypto and flows from crypto into fiat. So this is not
Deposits when withdrawals.
correct. And this is all stuff that is not on-chain, right? By definition. So we do have a sense of, I meet more than 500 companies a year, right? Because a lot of these companies are in the process of first integrating MoonPay, kind of going out for a public or on a private beta launch, and then eventually raising an A with some metrics, right? So we oftentimes intersect these companies maybe 4 or 5 months before they're thinking about a fundraise. And I'm fortunate enough to kind of sit in a position where I meet and talk to a lot of founders and builders and constantly asking them about, where can MoonPay be better and what can we be doing more and what do you like and all of that stuff. And but consequently, we generally end up meeting a lot of really smart teams. And in some cases, we just want to support them more than just, here's infrastructure. We want to kind of help in, let us help you think through conversion. We have a ton of data on conversion, what works, what doesn't work. Here's how we can take an experience from 10 clicks to 5 clicks. And more recently, we took that a bit further on MoonPay Ventures and launched something called MoonPay Labs. We kept running into these companies that were less than 5 people, highly technical, had revenue, and were thinking about either building a go-to-market function or thinking about a TGE, a token generation event, or thinking about, how do you go from 5 million in revenue to 25? Not an easy problem, right? Because getting to 5, one would argue, you build the right product, you get very engaged users, you could potentially get there on kind of just a trading infrastructure perspective, right? And that's where MoonPay Labs comes in, where we thought, hey, look, we're running into these teams all the time. And I asked them, like, why are existing accelerators not cutting it? Or why are existing incubators not cutting it? And the one answer I got consistently is like, we're great. It's a cohort-based system, but after 3 months, who knows, right? We are one of the 150 companies. So we decided to be a little more strategic about it. We'll only do 4 companies a year, support them till whenever. So if it's 2 years till the next fundraise, so be it. But really work closely on UX workshops, helping them think through TGE, helping them understand what are the right places to even think about listing, what are the right market makers, helping them on the legal and compliance side, helping them on the product strategy side. So this is very, very heavily kind of involved. So there's a version of MoonPay Ventures, which is check writing commercial synergies. And then there's a version of MoonPay Labs, which is, hands-on company building with a very select few set of teams that we have identified.
And when you kind of look at this event here today, what made you attend, and why did you guys decide to come to this event?
Yeah, I mean, Stables is topic du jour, right? So actually, I also lead M&A at MoonPay. Our last acquisition was a company named Iron. Iron is a company focused on stablecoin APIs. So they're a European company based on, effectively just making it simple for whether it's PSPs or merchant businesses or even DeFi native companies who want to integrate stablecoin flows, including kind of what it entails, which is fraud and compliance and liquidity sourcing, and build clean API flows. That's kind of, we saw an opportunity there. We found the right team, super bullish on the team actually, and we decided to acquire them. Obviously, it opens up an entirely new segment for us from a MoonPay perspective. MoonPay historically has been a B2B2C company. Now we can go after some of the B2B2B plays on stablecoin only. So highly relevant, met a lot of friends, customers, and potential partners as well at this conference.
What do you think is the biggest misconception around stablecoins right now?
It is not clear to a fair number of people in terms of whether you want to support the use cases, whether you want to support the picks and shovels, or whether you want to support the ones that have the regulatory licenses, because it's an inverted pyramid. There are only going to be a few players that have all the licenses, that have the real compliance foundation, that can actually process their crypto going to fiat and fiat going to crypto. Less than a handful of players there. The funnel above that is kind of the middleware in terms of, do you do swaps, or do you do kind of APIs for stablecoins, or do you do invoicing, or versions of that? And then there's the application. Do you surface that as a mobile app? Like, is it a payments app? Is it, what are you trying to send money to one or the other? Right now, it's all amorphous, right? There are companies on the application stack building the middleware because nobody else has built it, and also looking for licenses. As somebody looking for licenses, trying to go up the stack. I think we'll see that separation really become clear as the market matures. This is just par for the course of an early industry. I think there's a right way to do it. The right way for us is be the core underlying foundation, be one of those few regulated players that have the licenses, the sources of liquidity, the fraud model, and the banking connections, right? Then you can take it up on the middleware layer. And we want to run the same playbook, which is we want to power and enable application developers to build whatever the use case they want, whether it's remittances, whether it's invoicing, whether it's payroll, et cetera, et cetera. We are agnostic to it all. We want to support all of them as long as we can give them global foundation of compliance and regulatory stack.
Awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for the great interview, and I encourage all of our viewers to check out MoonPay and MoonPay Ventures. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.